Hi, I'm Beth Ann.
What's up? I'm Ayla.
This is Let's Talk BL, a Boys Love podcast.
Today on the podcast, we are, as usual, super excited. Super excited every week. We're just going to hear this word over and over again. One day we will diversify our vocabulary. That day is not today.
Nope.
Because today we are here with the guy who we were first introduced to as, quite frankly, the most relatable love rival, because who among us would not regret letting Gavril get away? Today we're here with Kyle Vellino.
Hello, guys. So, to all the fans around the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. Thank you for having me here. It's an honor, and I'm excited to share with you guys stories and information about me and about Game Boys.
Awesome.
We're super excited to have you.
Yeah, we're really excited. So we have a little game to get us started to warm us up. As we are fans that speak English, we have to go online to find information about artists in all the different countries that we watch these shows. And so they're most oftentimes obviously not in English. So we have to translate these articles or these facts that are usually interviews done. So we like to play a game called Lost in Translation, where you help us, fill in the blanks of maybe things that got lost in translation. Let's see how many times I can say lost in translation. So, Ayla, you're going to start us off.
Well, I hope they don't get lost in translation.
I hope we don't get lost too. I hope everything's correct. Yeah. So far, track record is every actor has found at least one thing wrong. So we're going to find out. Maybe everything about Kyle is perfect. We'll find out. We're going to start basic. Full name, Devin Kyle Castaneda. True or false?
Correct.
True. Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Birthday, November 11th, 1999.
Also true.
Wow, also true. Yeah. Okay. So now we get into the place where every actor has said this is wrong. So we'll see if you are the curse breaker. If the internet got this right about you. Height, 5'9".
True. Yeah.
True.
5'9". Yeah.
We did it, you guys.
we did get that information off of your agency website. So I hope that is correct.
Oh yeah. Actually, it's correct. Maybe awesome. In some they would think I'm below 5'9" or 6, but it's actually 5'9".
Awesome.
Nice.
So we did it. We got the correct height for the very first time, which means this is a momentous occasion. This is a very special episode because we did it.
We will celebrate.
Okay. Yeah, we can all celebrate together. Okay, so bio. Bio is Kyle Velino is a Filipino actor, brand endorser, and model. He is currently studying for a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration and Export Management at De La Salle College of St. Benilade in Manila, Philippines. True or false?
True. Correct.
True.
I am so glad I did not have to read that.
I did my best. Okay, Beth Ann.
That was amazing. Impressive.
And this is where Beth Ann takes over because we're going to run through your filmography and some fun facts. So, Beth Ann, take us through the filmography.
One of my closest friends in New York City is Filipino, so I went to her to get some translations of these titles. So don't hold it against me if I don't pronounce this right.
I will help you.
Thank you. Okay, so you started with Maalala Mo Kaya?
Well, it wasn't Maalala Mo Kaya. I first started 3 years ago, and I started with the Good Son. It's a TV series under ABS-CBN, one of the biggest, actually the biggest media and entertainment company here in the Philippines. So it started there. The Good Son. It lasted for like I think a year. It was
Okay.
my first ever project. It was my ever first acting project. So it was memorable actually because I had a chance to uh, work with such talented and known actors in our country. So it's really a good experience for me.
That's awesome. A great place to start. Okay, yeah. So we have Fight for It, Playhouse, Hush, The Killer Bride, Game Boys, and then most recently Paano ang Panago.
Paano ang pangako? Yep,
Okay.
good.
Awesome.
I can't. We spent
Basic.
probably 30 minutes trying to say this.
So many. We even got voice notes from my friend. I still, I do what I can.
Well, it's okay.
And then you've done.
You did your best, and it's good.
Thank you. And so then we have Game Boys the movie and Mommy Issues as the two movies you've done.
Yep.
Awesome.
Actually,
Did we miss?
well, no, it's perfect. Actually, Mommy Issues was uh just shown this last I think few months ago because honestly, we shot Mommy Issues last year, or maybe 2 years ago before pandemic, but it was
Yeah.
supposedly to be aired a few months after we finished shooting, but because of this pandemic, we had to reschedule it, so it was delayed. So it was released just this time
Gotcha.
because of this situation. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems to be pretty common when talking about like people's works. They'll like film something and it releases out of order. I know that's what happened with I think it was Kahoy on Game Boys, right? He did another show that was filmed before Game Boys, and then Game Boys came out and like took the world by storm. And so, yeah, it's always
Exactly.
interesting when that happens.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, so two more fun facts. You considered quitting the entertainment industry when the pandemic happened?
That's true. Because well, no, I was hopeless during that time. Well, I'm sure
Yeah.
not. We are all like we lost jobs, right? And imagine we are facing so many issues when the pandemic was just starting. So it was piling up, and I was just hopeless. I just wanna, I was thinking of starting a new career. I was thinking of doing something because I was doing this for like 3 to 4 years already. So uh, of course I'm pressured. I wanna do something. I'm losing hope in what I'm doing. So then Game Boys came. Then it changed. It changed my life. It changed my career. So I am thankful for Game Boys, and
Yeah.
I'm always open in saying this that Game Boys really gave me the chance to start and to believe in myself again, and that's really a big thing for me. So I'm thankful to Idea First and to Game Boys for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Game Boys has become quite the thing. It is so interesting and neat to see. And then the other thing we found in an article in the archives was that you wanted to be a basketball star before you got into acting.
Yeah, well, ball is life before I entered showbiz.
Yes,
Before I entered showbiz,
amazing.
um, I was really a player, basketball player. I actually represented the country a few years ago. We played in Malaysia, played under our flag, or Philippine team. So I was really,
Okay.
looking forward to playing to the professional level, or maybe in college and like that. Then, but it didn't work out. So maybe it's not for me. But I still play.
I
But
think
I mean, ball can still be life. It's fine.
yeah, yeah. We're thankful that you ended up here because now you're talking to us about a show that we really love.
Yeah.
So, speaking of your unfortunate short basketball career, how did you get into acting? And then how did you get the role of Terrence in Game Boys? How did you get involved in Game Boys?
Well, like I said, I entered the industry 3 years ago. I started
Yeah.
with the Store Magic under ABS-CBN. Actually, and I went to acting school for a year. So
Okay.
I don't know if I've heard for uh, Store Magic. It's one of the actually biggest what do you call this, star makers. Like, so it's a good opportunity for me that I have been chosen. You know that. So and after going to acting school for a year, I was lucky that I was casted in a few TV projects and movies. So it's just amazing. Time flies so fast.
Yeah.
I never imagined that I would have a chance in this. Never, because actually I didn't imagine myself being an actor entering this industry. It wasn't really. It was just all of a sudden that I had the chance to audition for Star Magic, and I just took the opportunity, and then luckily, I was chosen in project, so it kept me going. You know, and now my latest work was Game Boys, right? So after all of my projects, Game Boys was really my biggest break. It
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
gave me my best break so far. Like now before, well, I have followers before, but now because of Game Boys, it's it helped me. Like now people notice me. Uh, they bash me, so actually it's a good thing. Because
That's how you know you made it. That's
Yeah.
how you know you
yep.
made it.
It's so true. So
So
then how did you get involved with Game Boys?
well, how did I get the role of Terrence? Honestly, I never really had an idea about. I never really had an idea about Game Boys or the VL community before I entered Game Boys. It is just then when Ayla first called me and asked me if I wanna get the role of Terrence, if I wanna do it, and that's when I started searching about Game Boys, and then I saw
Did you
that.
know about
Uh,
Idea first before?
well, that's the thing. I remember asking my handler before, like, how did the idea first knew me? Like, how all of a sudden I never remembered auditioning for Game Boys or for any movies under Idea First. But then my handler told, no, no, you auditioned a few years ago in a movie under Idea First. So that's when they saw me. And I don't know, maybe I did something in that audition that made them remember me.
Oh,
You
that's funny.
clearly
Yeah.
did something because they remembered you for a few years. So you
Yeah.
clearly did something.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know if that was good or bad.
I mean, they gave
But
you a role, so we're going to think it's good. We're
Yeah.
just going to go with that.
yeah. But then, you know what's funny? The movie I auditioned before was Kalel,
Yeah. I
the
remember
movie
reading
of
that.
Elijah. Yeah, where Elijah packed so many titles, right? So it's kind of funny. It's really, you know, maybe El, Game Boys was really meant to be. It's like, and even
Yeah.
Kokoy, I worked with him a few years ago, and I never met him that time when we worked together. It's just that we
Oh,
were in the same series, but we never had the chance to meet each other. So
Right, right.
it's magical.
interesting.
It's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all were all meant to meet for this. So, sort of, talking about Game Boys and how it's just become this revolutionary thing. The shooting style for Game Boys was so unique. And you have done other projects before Game Boys. So, how was sort of preparing for and shooting Game Boys different from your other projects?
Well, wow. Shooting Game Boys was really different from my previous projects because we all know that Game Boy started during this pandemic,
Yeah.
right? So and the entertainment industry was really affected. Well, not only the entertainment industry, but everything was damaged because of the situation we have right now. So I think the setup of the shooting of Game Boys was really one of the biggest challenges for us, the actors. Because we have to shoot in our own cells, right? We have to do it alone. We have to set up our location. We have to fix our lighting. And funny, I really have no idea about that stuff because we have people doing that, right?
Right.
Before in the in before the pandemic, like we have people uh for the camera who's fixing the lighting and all. So it's actually new to us, but we have to adjust, and it was really new to us because it was well, honestly, it was my first time doing it,
Yeah.
the setup of the Zoom, and it's damn hard. It's really hard because
It gave
swear,
you a new
every
appreciation for
time we
the
talk about
behind the
the
scenes. That's
yeah,
amazing.
actually, whenever I had the chance to talk about the setup, say my experience because it really challenged me. Well, uh, imagine you're setting up like what I said before, the background, that and the most challenging part was uh because you have to pretend that you're really talking to your co-actor. But
Oh
what's
yeah.
really happening is that you're just talking in front of your camera, right? So you just have to act and naturally like the one you're talking is just in front of you. So it's very hard to build chemistry, make it
Right.
natural
Yeah.
Well, you guys did an
while
excellent
we're
job
filming.
because we believed it.
Yeah, so well, I was pretending that I was throwing lines to my co-actor, who who
Right.
who happens to be that I'm just talking in front of my camera. So
Didn't you guys film in your own apartments too? Or your own places?
yeah, yep,
So
that's
I
the thing.
imagine
We
that's
have to
even
film it
more difficult.
inside our homes.
Yeah. Because you're like
Yep.
living your life, but you're also like having to imagine Terrence is living his life in your
Yep.
place.
It's it's very hard to work far from your director. It's like, I'm used to working like there's my director talking to me and giving advices and my co-actors, but now with this setup we have to do this all alone. We
Yeah.
have to, yeah, we have to do it the hard way if that's but
Seriously.
but
Well,
again, uh kudos to Game Boys because we made it. Like Game Boys pulled it off, and bravo to idea first, and it was actually worth it.
yeah.
When we watched the whole series, it was really worth it. You know, knowing this what we've been through, like with all with all the patience, but it's worth it. And I'm blessed actually to have experienced this kind of shooting, even though it's hard, but I learned a lot from it. So I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys made it look so easy. And
Well,
we've
if
truly
they
enjoyed
just
it.
know, if they just
Yeah.
know the behind the scenes of every scene that we did.
That's so interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
getting into Terrence, the character. So he starts out as a love rival who has some serious character development. Did you like playing the bad guy, or do you prefer being a good guy?
Well, I think I prefer both.
Yeah,
Well, because actually, one of the things that I love in this work is that you get to portray different characters, right? Different people with different stories. So you get to live in a different world.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
it's fulfilling because whenever I portray someone, uh, there's always something that I learn and discover about myself. So and it's powerful because in every life that you portray, it adds something in you. That it adds something in you that makes you a better person,
yeah,
uh, and a better individual. But I don't know, maybe it kind of like opens your mind or make you more mature because you get to live different lives, so you get to understand them, right? You get to
Right. Different
appreciate their character.
perspectives.
So I think it's very fulfilling. This is one of the reason why I'm falling deeper and deeper in love with my craft, with acting, because of this. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm fine whether whether being the good guy or the bad guy, because for sure I'd learn something. I learned
Yeah.
You
something from
know,
them.
you know what's interesting? I actually feel like so Terrence is actually my favorite character in Game Boys,
Wow, thank
personally.
you.
Because here's why. I just personally think that Terrence is a bad guy who's also a good guy. Like Terrence is very like three-dimensional. There's a lot to Terrence. There's a lot going on there. He's going through a lot. And so he starts as a bad guy. And then he becomes just like a real person. Like you don't see him as a villain anymore because he's going through things and he feels bad. There's genuine growth there. So I think Terrence is kind of a bad guy who's also a good guy. I feel like Terrence kind of does both, personally. Is
Ayla
my
gives you
take.
the benefit of the doubt.
well, well, actually, well, without being biased, I think the character of Terrence was really the most humane and the most human in this series, because
Yeah.
we saw his struggles. Like we can relate to him that we make mistakes. We're just humans. We're not perfect. But then again, we have chances as long as you learn from your mistake, right? It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And well, about this my craft. Actually, for me, this is a gift. Actually, being an actor is a really big responsibility. Uh, because you need to also be careful and to be sensitive because whenever you portray these characters, people relate to you, right? So you have to give justice, or I think you have to portray it doing your best because people will really love you. I mean, if just like Terrence, Cairo, Gabriel, they did a good job in portraying their characters. So that's why people related to them, and people will really love you if you give justice to every character that you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So Game Boys has been really interesting. I had seen it on Netflix kind of like here and there when watching other shows, but never got into it. And then like maybe like a month or two ago, I kind of started seeing more people talking about it. And so that's when I was like, oh, I should watch this, and was like
Yeah.
amazed. And it was amazing. And so for you
And then
guys,
it blew up. It blew, right? It's
yeah.
all anybody in the BL sort of fan community, which we are a part of. Game Boys was all and still kind of is all anybody is talking about. Like,
Yeah.
and it kind of, I don't want to say came out of nowhere, but it sort of, Game Boys had been out and then it blew up, which
Yeah,
has
did you
been
guys
so
see that?
interesting.
Did you guys see that on your end too?
Honestly, we never really expected this.
Yeah.
True. Well, we never really thought that we would go this far. Because it's surreal. To be honest, Game Boys was really just an experimental film or experimental series. Idea
Right.
first just wanted to do something during this pandemic to give jobs during this pandemic. So they were really thinking of something to do. Whether it's face-to-face shooting or using the new setup, which is filming online. The,
Yeah.
the the bottom line is they just wanted to give jobs and to do something that people would watch during this boring times. You know what I'm saying. So it's surreal because imagine making something extraordinary in these times of chaos, right?
Yeah.
Game Boys was there for us. like in our darkest times when people was hopeless. We are very careful of our health. Like, many people are dying. I think it's it's just sad. But then Game Boys was there to give us some hope. To tell us that everything will be okay. Like there is always second chance. This phase will end. And for
Yeah.
me, that's why I'm blessed because Game Boys was really all about love. It all started with love. Game Boys wanted to spread love. Like it helped many people. It helped us, actually me, not only as a person but as an actor as well. It really helped me, and I am thankful. It opened many doors for me, and it's just amazing, to be an instrument and spreading this love, and we will never stop. Uh, that's what I always say. We will always fight for you. We will always do our best to spread and to tell your story, our story, to the world. Uh, because we're family, and uh, I will never forget Game Boys. I will never forget this. I will never forget all of us because it really changed my life. This is really special for me. That's why every time we talk about this, I'm just kind of sentimental or what, but it's true. I'm emotional because it's true. Like it was my savior. It was my hero. Game Boys was my hero. It really helped me, and it reminded me to always believe in yourself, like to never give up. There's always love in not only in your relationship with your partner, loved ones, but with your career, with everything that you do. So I think
Yeah.
this is the most I think memorable project, or maybe this project made me love my craft more, deeper and deeper. That's why I'm very thankful to Game Boys, and I'm thankful to all of you for supporting us. Because actually, this is all about you. We will never achieve what we have right now if without all of you. So uh, it's amazing, and I'm just speechless, and I don't know. I don't know.
I think it kind of goes both ways. So we recently released an episode that was about Game Boys, just the series. It's a review. We call them Series Sundays. Uh, if you're listening to this, card right here, we'll put it up so you can go see it. But we got a few comments on our social media from people about it, saying like, I relate to this so much and I want to be like a Game Boy. Like this was my experience too. And like I hope that I get like the same experiences of these characters. And so I think that there are so many people out there that feel very grateful for the experience of Game Boys because they saw themselves in that.
Yeah. Uh, well, that's the thing. Like people relate to us, right? Thousands and
Yeah.
more people, relate to Game Boy. That's why we're so blessed. Like people look up to us, like inner characters, because for them, like well, for all of us, Game Boys was their hero. Terrence, Gabriel, Cairo, Pearl, Wesley, Achilles, uh, they are heroes, and that's why I always tell myself that I will always continue and I will never stop doing BLs or any character because I saw how it affected people. I saw
Yeah.
how it inspired people. So I think it's fulfilling. It's really uh, I don't know. It's actually priceless, inspiring a lot of people. That's the thing. Imagine you're doing your job, you're doing your passion, and at the same time you're being loved, you're inspiring. So I think that's the goal. So thank you, Game Boys, because of Game Boys, I experienced that, and it made me, I learned a lot from it.
Yeah.
So
It's been interesting because I found BLs while in quarantine and kind of over this last year. And I feel like I've heard a little bit about what the BL industry has been like in the Philippines. But can you talk about it a little more? Because it sounds like it really, like Game Boys kind of like elevated it even more, where there had been shows before, but like the attention really came to be when Game Boys got as popular as it did. So what has been the reception internationally as well as in the Philippines towards the show and the BL industry in general?
well, because Game Boys was the pioneer in the Philippines. It was the first BL. It was the first BL to air in the Philippines. So I'm happy actually because it became popular in the country, and that shows that we support love. People, this is the time to open our minds.
Yeah.
To spread love, to give respect, right, to our fellow, because that's the goal. We want to spread awareness, like love is love. Let's be happy for each other. Let's respect our rights. So I think BL now it's very popular. It's like after Game Boys, many BL many companies produced BLs here in the Philippines, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they saw the potential, and it was really booming. Actually, it was booming because people are really watching it, and well, same in the international scene. Uh, actually, when we aired in YouTube the book one of Game Boys, the season one of Game Boys, we were actually surprised because people, they noticed it. They started talking about it. They shared it, and then when the international fans came, we're really mind blown. It's really mind blowing. It's bugging to see, because we just we never expected to go beyond, to go international. We were just happy with the local fans because we never really we never really thought of reaching the international scene. So I think it's destiny. I think it's really a blessing. We never. I think like everything went to place. Everything, and maybe because of the production, because of the cast, it's like we're perfect. It's like a puzzle, and we're fit for each other. So uh, I wouldn't have it any other way. But again, it's just priceless that now knowing that Game Boys is very popular not only in our country but in different parts of the world. And we will continue. We would continue until Game Boys 100, if that's what they want, if that's what the
I'm
fans
here
want.
for
But
it. I'm here for it.
yeah, but
Now these characters are so interesting. I think you could tell many stories with these characters because, like Ayla said, every one of them had depth, and we all felt differently at different points in the show. Like she definitely took more to Terrence, and I took more to Wesley. And we had different.
We had
favorites.
debates over it. We were like, we definitely had debates over like Wesley or Terrence, which one was like more sneaky in what they were doing.
Yes.
so which one?
Which is, I'm team Terrence, I will say. I think Terrence was straightforward, and at least Terrence like was straightforward about what he was doing. Once he got caught, when Terrence got caught, he was like, yeah, okay, you guys got me. Like he admitted to it.
True.
Wesley didn't admit to it until somebody forced him to admit to it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like Terrence is a changed man, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
me and Kyle are like best friends. Beth Ann's team Wesley, so yeah, So
Amazing.
speaking
I still love
of
Wesley.
So speaking of Wesley and Terrence, in episode 13, which if you watched it on Netflix, it was episode 13, which is Game Boy's Alt. We really start to see like a focus on Terrence and his relationship and kind of like who he is. Were you excited for that spotlight to kind of shift to Terrence and Wesley and Achilles and kind of what was going on there? Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was actually excited and nervous at the same time because yeah, because seeing how Terrence jumped, right? The character development, the redemption arc, right? The redemption arc of Terrence is because actually it's really an honor to portray such a very powerful character, and we just saw how Terrence evolved. And I think he deserves it, right? His character deserves it. And that's why I'm very thankful to Idea first. And of course to our writer Ash. Yes, so I'm very thankful to Ash for giving second chances to Terrence. Because we deserve second chances. And I think I'm just excited and I can't wait to show you what's next for Terrence. I don't want to spoil anything about Terrence, but we have season 2 coming, so I think all of the questions will be answered when we watch this in season 2. But again, it's just amazing. Because maybe I think this is the time of Terrence. Right? There's Wesley, there's Achilles. So
we missed the movie. We haven't seen it yet. We're working on a screening potentially for more fans to see it. So
can we say that? Are we just gonna like put that in the podcast?
We can edit it if we don't want it there.
I don't know if we're allowed to say that. Just throwing that out there.
We'll ask Percy next week, I guess. I don't know.
Anyways, we've heard from some listeners that they weren't able to watch the movie. We also weren't able to watch the movie. And a lot of it is we've heard from listeners who said, I'm a brand new fan. I just found Game Boys. And so that meant they missed the international screening. So speaking of being excited for people to see more, what are you most excited for fans to see in the movie once they get to see it, if they missed it?
Everything is excited about the movie. Every scene is exciting. Yeah, without any spoilers, everything is exciting. Like, I hope that Game Boy reaches you ASAP. Like, it reaches well, I can't wait to share a movie because we worked hard for it and it's beautiful. And I hope sooner. Well, don't worry, I'll tell Idea first.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out Izzy. Izzy's the main listener who was like, do you guys know how I can watch this movie? I just found Game Boys and I really want to see it. So Izzy, here's your answer. We got you. Kyle has your back.
You'll make your wish come true.
Yes, amazing.
You will do everything. Don't worry, I'll tell the bosses to do something about it. But then again, Game Boys, it's really exciting. Because we saw the season 1, right? But in this movie, it's really a lot more serious and a lot more deeper compared to the season 1. So I think many people would relate. We will all relate to it, and it's full of laughter, sadness, and inspiration. So I can't wait.
And we get a lot more of Terrence and Wesley and Achilles in the movie. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. And more in the upcoming seasons.
We'll take it. We'll take the non-spoilers.
Yes.
I'm scared, I'm just playing safe.
Understandable.
There's some passionate Game Boys fans. Definitely don't want to say
Yes.
anything you shouldn't.
I'm
Okay, so
afraid you might not see Terrence anymore when I say something bad right now.
We cannot have that. We cannot have that.
So another part of Terrence, we did see him struggle at home during lockdown, and he like worked through that. And spent his time coming up with different ways to like entertain himself. Do you, Kyle, have any home activities or hobbies that you picked up during this time, or were you too busy like learning all the ways to shoot this show?
Yeah. Well, yes. We actually know how boring it is to stay at home.
Yeah.
But because of our situation, we have no choice. And I think we we just have to find ways to be productive. And I think what I can suggest is home workouts. We need to exercise. We need to make our body healthy. So well, just do anything that would make you sweat.
Amazing.
But well, and actually, I've been enjoying a lot of Netflix. I've been watching a
Nice.
lot of movies because I don't know, just it's well, I don't know. I love watching movies actually. Because it's actually my one way of learning craft, learning acting, is that I watch different pieces. I watch different movies of great actors. So that's where I get techniques and the ways of portraying a character. And I think we should start learning cooking. To
Okay.
everyone who wants to be a master chef, I think now is the best time.
There you go.
Now is the best time to do it, right?
Yeah, because if you mess up the recipe, the only people that will
Exactly, this pandemic
know are
really.
you and the people in your house.
Yeah.
Yep, and maybe your family, yeah. So it's okay, but again, I think this pandemic really taught us a lot, right? To be more responsible, to be more aware of what's happening um, around us, and I think one of the best thing and the most important thing now is to really take care of our mental health, right? We have to help ourselves. Like we have to do something that would help us cope with this pandemic, and I think that's the most important thing: keeping our healthy body, keeping our body healthy, and keeping our minds healthy. So I think that's the best. That's the first priority that we should do. And well, there we just watch movies, hang out with your family, hang out with your anyone who's at your home. But I think because here many people started renovating their homes because it was the only time they noticed everything that's wrong in their house. So it's just it's actually I want this to end. I want this pandemic to end. But I hope and pray that this would end soon. But now let's enjoy Game Boys. I
Yes.
hope it reaches you and you
Yes,
do something about it.
absolutely. So what is your go-to movie? Do you have like a favorite movie that you watch? Or maybe a favorite genre?
Notting Hill. Yeah,
Oh,
Notting
Notting
Hill. I
Hill.
love
Okay.
rom-coms. Yeah.
Nice.
Because I don't know, it's just relaxing. Well, I also love action movies, horror, but whenever I want to relax or just watch, it's my go-to. Notting Hill.
Love
That's
it.
awesome.
I love that.
Okay, we're going to wrap up. So, where can fans find you and where can they look forward to what comes next?
How can they follow you on the social media?
Yeah.
Well, just follow my social media accounts, Kyle Vellino. Vellino on Instagram, Vellino on Twitter, and Vellino on Facebook. So you can get updates there. Just follow me, and of course, thank you for actually uh, giving me the chance to talk about the Game Boys and to spread the word. It's really an honor to be here, and uh, we can't wait to show you Game Boys. And to those who haven't watched it, watch it. I will talk to Idea first to expand the reach.
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. Perfect. Fantastic. Well, thank you again for coming on and chatting with us. And reminder, if you are watching or listening, don't forget to follow Let's Talk BL on all of the platforms, rate on Apple Podcasts, follow on Spotify, all the things like we always ask you to do. And we will see you next time on Let's Talk BL.